"Have you been troubled by disasters and monsters?" she asked.
"Squatch business is not your business," boomed Burley's into her mind.
Sophie winced. These louder thoughts squeezed her skull all the more. Then continued, "As I'm sure you know, there's been a rash of tornadoes, storms like we've never seen before, earthquakes and other disasters recently. We've heard that monsters roam the far side of these peaks. We have seen one ourselves, an impossibly large flying beast that burst and unleashed a swarm of killer wasps."
"What of it?" sneered Burley's.
"Our prophet, Otter the Moaner."
"The idiot boy?"
"The boy, yes. Both he and our warlock, Yokichopper, agree on the cause of the monsters and the disasters."
"Enlighten me."
"At the Meadows, several hundred miles beyond the Shining Mountains," Sophie nodded towards the westward peaks, "there is a force causing all of this. It means to exterminate all life."
"What is this force?"
"We don't know."
"How will you stop it?"
She was interrupted by a yell from Otter. She turned. The boy was flapping his arms and gabbling at his sister. "What's he saying, Freydis?" Sophie asked. "He can feel the rage of the force of the Meadows. It's stronger. He says—" Otter grabbed Freydis's arm and spoke earnestly. Sophie was finding the boy easier to understand and caught the odd word, monsters, death, more death, but couldn't decipher the whole. Otter finished talking and nodded hard.
"What did he say?" asked Burley's.
Sophie felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe Burley's hadn't completely dismissed them. Freydis skipped over, blonde hair blowing about her face, button nose jutting bravely up at them. "Sophie Tornado, do you remember the tornado that killed Snob the White, and the dragon that burst into wasps and killed Gunhild Kristlava?" Sophie nodded. She was glad the girl was addressing her and ignoring Burley's. The Wootah might have had very little experience outside the narrow world in which the Goa Chica had confined them, but they were usefully unflappable. "Otter says those were nothing," Freydis continued, big blue eyes widening. "The disasters are going to get bigger, and there are going to be more of them, and there's an army building in the Meadows, herds and swarms too of monsters like the wasp dragon, and bigger monsters too, much bigger. They will kill everyone."
"And we will rejoice when they succeed," Burley's thought at them.
Freydis treated the 14-foot-high, thickly muscled ogre to the same look she'd given Otter the day before when he'd cried after jamming a stick too far up his nose. "The Squatch will also die," she said.
Burley's loomed over the little girl.
Keith the Berserker and Eric the Angry started forward. Wolf stopped Eric. Sitsi Kestrel, the Owsler's big-eyed archer, placed a restraining hand on Keith's arm.
"We will destroy the Warlock Queen's monsters," Burley's mind bellowed.
"You can fight them, Chief Burleys?" The girl held her ground and the beast's gaze. If his words pained Freydis's mind the way they pained Sophie, she didn't show it. "But they'll kill you all, easily and quickly." The child nodded, as if agreeing with herself. Burleys stared. Sophie worried he was going to mind-crush her, but then he shook his head and walked back to Sophie. He seemed more relaxed. She wasn't sure if that was a good thing.
"There is a lot to hate about humans," he thought at her, less boomingly now. "It's difficult to say what aspect of your foul characters I loathe the most. But it may very well be your arrogance. Have you considered for a moment that we might have our own prophets and alchemists? No. We have fur on our bodies. How could we also have minds in our heads? Well, we have, and they are far superior to yours. We can do more than kill weak creatures like you with them. We have known since last winter that the troubles are caused by a force in the Meadows. We know that the force is the Warlock Queen."
"Warlock Queen?" Sophie asked before she could stop herself.
"You see, you insignificant fool.